Hey everybody, welcome to another Legacy Enchantress video. This is Spatula of the Ages. Today I'm trying something a bit different. We're going to be going, instead of a competitive league, we're going to be doing just a queue, and the reason for that is we're kind of experimenting with a quite different sort of Enchantress list today. The first thing you may notice is that it's just green and white. There's just no black for Dumake in this version. Um, and there's a lot more white. And the reason for that is this new card from Guild of Ravnica called Dawn of Hope. So whenever you gain life, you can pay 2 mana. If you do, you draw a card. You can also use it to pay 4 mana and create a 1/1 lifelink soldier. So obviously that's not necessarily like blowing anyone's mind. But it does, as long as you have mana, you can basically just keep drawing cards with Words of Worship. So the way it would work is like for the draw for your turn, you pay 1 mana, and instead of drawing a card, you gain 5 life. With Dawn of Hope out, you then pay 2 mana to draw a card. You can then pay 1 mana to replace that draw, etc., etc. So what this deck obviously wants to do is gain life. So what we have is we also have Knight of Autumn, so as a greenstone target. So we're running that main deck, so that's one way. We've got Courser of Crucifix, which I think has actually been a pretty borderline card in general. Like she's actually pretty solid as a way to like have another like quasi Enchantress effect. She's actually really good with Enchantresses out because like you can clear the land on top if you're chaining enchantments. Because of course we also want to run exploration. Let's see. We've got okay. So Next Lace Ram obviously isn't like amazing, but it is a pretty big wall for most decks. It's cheap. It gets around like Dahlia. And as a blocker, it works. It can work pretty well with Elephant Grass. And it gets protection from Grove. We have Sapseep Forest, which I'm trying out. I've never done before, but like obviously it comes into play tap, so it's not great. But you can. It's a forest, so you can actually just get it with a fetch land when you need it. You're almost always likely to be able to use the ability because you just need 2 green permanents, like including Wild Growth and stuff. Faith Fetters, we're running 1 Banishing Light, 1 Faith Fetters, so like even though Faith Fetters doesn't do everything that Banishing Light does, we have Sterling Grove, so we have the ability to get the one that's going to be better, and Fetter gives us life, which what we need for Dawn of Hope. And then we've got a couple of libraries because they pair really well with Words of Worship, so even without anything in play, you can just skip all those draws and gain 15 life. Or you can, can't remember how exactly it works. You could pay 1 mana, gain 5 life, then draw the 2 cards and keep them both, so you'd get an extra card for 1 mana and 3 life instead of 4. Yeah, not exactly amazing. So generally, you'd probably, I guess, either go all in for 15 life or not, or 25 life, I guess, with both libraries out. I sort of suspect that you might want a 3rd library in this list, but this is obviously like a trial run. So the sideboard's also like incredibly tentative because again it's a trial run. So Blind Obedience gives you Extort, which gives you life gain and an alternate win condition besides like just going to the dome with your 1/1s. It's useful against some decks like Steel Stompy, any deck running like Lotus Petal or Haste creatures pretty much. Nyx Fleece Ram, for the decks it's better against. Probably want the extra Oblivion Rain against like a lot of decks like Sneak and Show or something running Jace. I have a Humility in there. A couple of Chokes, Ley Lines, Seal, Gaddock Teague, and Pride Mage because you're running Zenith. An extra Replenish just for the control matchup, which might not be as strong with this version. And that's what I'm trying out. Yeah, so like there's, I don't know about the Dryad Arbor, like in general I'm not crazy about her. I am running a bunch of Zeniths, but on the other hand, I'm running like lots of, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and take that out, because I'm already running a bunch of like wastelandable stuff like Sapseed Forest, and I'm running Caracas in this version, largely because I don't think I have as much here for the Sneak and Show matchup. So I thought I should just go ahead and try that. Alright, so yeah, let's try it out. Let's see if it's any, you know, this is obviously going to be a very rough list, and it's also gonna be like, I think it would be a very meta call, right? Like you would probably want to play this version in metagames where Lifegain matters a lot, you know. So ones with a lot of Delver or Burn. I don't know. I mean, it would probably be okay against Eldrazi too. Stompy, not big Eldrazi. It's probably the Lifegain is not generally going to be fast enough for Storm. Um, but maybe. You know, I think you're still gonna like not have a great time with it. Like elves, just like they multiply their damage so much that I doubt that would matter much. Like Red Prison would probably be a good one. Any deck running like Dark Depths combo, like just being over 20 life, actually can complicate their life just by virtue of being at 21 life. So other cards I was thinking about for this deck, Bovenelia is probably too narrow. Uh, the Death Touch might be relevant if you're running more like Coursers or like a more like some more aggressive cards. It's only on attack. But the ability you can kill Delver with it or gain 3 life. Or, you know, I guess avoid decking if that matters. Make creatures bigger. Which I guess works sort of with the first ability to give attacking creatures Death Touch. But it does seem rather grindy. Let's see. Other Lifegain enchantments. I mean, I guess you've got Contemplation, but just kidding. It's probably way too slow. I think the wording in this is just cast a spell. Like, I think if it's countered, that, let's see, I guess. Yeah, it's whenever you cast them. Still, it's a lot of mana. I mean, there's a Johnny's Mantra. It's pretty much, I mean, it's just Nyxborn or Nyx Fleece Ram, but it doesn't block. I mean, obviously it's harder to kill than Nyx Fleece Ram is, but I don't know. I think the blocking works pretty well with Elephant Grass. Alright, we got our match. Where's the card I'm looking for? Authority of the Consuls, I guess. Kind of like Blind Obedience, but the Lifegain is perhaps more reliable. So obviously that hand can't cast anything. Seriously? We didn't include lands here. Alright. I guess our white is vulnerable to wastelands, so we might as well go for white. Yeah, in fairness, like, you know, you would expect this list, especially like so early, to have mulligan problems, but you know, no lands isn't really one of them because we are running 20. And I don't even know what we do against high tide. If that's uh, yeah, probably not high tide, but you know, basic island ponder could be that. Could be sneak and show, which again, I'm not sure we'd have too much against them either. Alright, well, I guess we just, if it's a basic island, there's not too much point in playing around days. So I'll just Dawn of Hope here. I guess I can't use that yet. But if I draw some kind of life gain, I can start doing it. Or another, I mean, if I draw another green permanent, I can start using Sapseed Forest with Dawn of Hope. Okay, so probably like Food Chain. It could be like Sultai Control. Um, hmm. Could be a mistake to double up here, but obviously, like, if Sultai Control or Sultai Midrange often runs Wasteland, but if they have Assassin's Trophy, I'm kind of walking into it. I think I need more green, especially because Sanctum next turn is going to make a lot of mana. So I can gain the life and draw the card here, right? I'll have 3 mana, yeah, at his end step. So the life gain will matter, or the card, yeah, the life gain will matter more against a mid-range, but like if he's on a learn or a Food Chain, yeah, it's not going to stop him. Well, if he's not going to Leo Vault, I also hope he's not going to Food Chain. If he's on Food Chain or Learn, I mean, well, Learn, we've got Humility. Either one, we've got Aura of Silence and Seal and Chokes. I don't be answer either of those. Okay. Weird that he didn't attack. Alright. So we got ourselves a combo. Oh yeah, so I mean, obviously, I guess probably a lot of people watching this are thinking, what about Test of Endurance? Which, you know, I also thought of course. I mean, how could you not? So like originally I was gonna run one. They're a little. I mean, I was not trying to spend a lot on this deck, you know, on ticks, like, cause you know it's probably not good. But I mean, it's probably right to have one somewhere between the sideboard or main deck. Um, so it's something to think about for sure. It'd be awkward if he has Assassin's Trophy though. I hope they don't. So I have 4 mana. I need this to activate this. I'll draw a card. I have 2 mana. It won't be enough to convert into another draw. So I need to. I guess I actually need to do that on my upkeep, huh? I forgot about that. I mean, I guess I could also gain another 5 life, but it doesn't seem that relevant. I guess I need to turn off that auto yield, huh? Sure, whatever. I guess let's make a turn. So, as you can see, we're still figuring out the order of the triggers here, how to get them to work more consistently, or as best we can. I like Sapseep though. I mean, like obviously, I guess they're not playing Wasteland, but it's been pretty good. So I mean, Liliana the Last Hope isn't too scary, even though like the zombies would probably be like eventually, they would keep multiplying, so I couldn't keep up with them in Lifegain. But I've got Elephant Grass. I guess that said, though, I wouldn't really be able to get past them with Don't Have Hope. Did they? Oh, that's right. They just killed the creature. Right. So I guess we do need to deal with Liliana next turn, or the turn after. But I guess because like what we're going to be looking at most likely is a bunch of zombie tokens that are just going to keep multiplying. There's no real need to like chain a bunch of Lifegain here, because I'd still end up just drawing the 1 card. Yeah, so I guess there's no point in I could replace the draw, gain the 5 life, draw a card there. But yeah, there's not much point in getting the life. So we'll just draw a card here. Alright. Maybe that's something. top card is land. I can also draw a card with on who. Okay. I don't have to make a guy. All right. I guess what's good about this is I can actually draw a card on their turn. But what's bad about that is I was kind of relying on that for Sterling Grove because I'd have been able to like drop the Sterling Grove, then draw a card with the Lifegain here. I guess actually I can replace my draw on the upkeep with 5 life, then Grove, then gain life, then get probably Faith's Fetters, and they could be running Abrupt Decay. I mean, Assassin's Trophy would kill either one. I guess Oblivion Rain would actually stop them from ulting even if they do destroy it later. They look like they're keeping a counterspell open now, don't they? Do I have enough for... I do, right? Pretty sure I do, right? Just enough, right? No. Shit. Am I short? Yeah, I'm 1 mana short. Damn the luck. I've had a Wild Growth first. Okay. Well, shoot. We're figuring this out, but making a lot of mistakes on this first run. Yeah, because if we had led with the Wild Growth replaces itself, but then with the Sanctum actually generates 1 more mana. So I guess we needed to do the math on that one. Well, now it looks rough. It's because, like, I mean, we can avoid decking and, like, gain tons of life, but how do we actually win through their ever-increasing number of guys? We'd have to, like, generate more than them or deck them, I guess. I guess decking them's an option. Let's try a card. Okay, that's a good one. Let's start with her. Let's hope she resolves. We can start worrying about Lifegain later. Let's Banishing Light this here. Yeah, we can't replace that because it won't actually happen. Like, we've already drawn the card for Leopold. Yeah, alright, well. Why didn't he just hardcast it? I think I tapped this run also. because now, yeah, we don't have enough to activate the Sapseed Forest and to draw a card. So, I mean, we'll still, like, gain the life, because, you know, there's no reason not to. But we are going to take 8 damage. So I guess we draw on our turn, and then if it's, you know, not the Faith Fetters doesn't deal with them. So I guess we're on the decking plan. Okay. I guess we're never going to get rid of Leovold, so we'll just do this for the extra mana. And then next turn, we'll draw a card and gain a bunch of life. I mean, actually, you know, if he's going to attack with my mana open, I guess I can just make a bunch of guys, right? Kill the Leovold, at least. But I do need to... hmm. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I take 13. Assuming that they don't have a removal spell in hand, I can just kill the Leos. And I'll gain 3 life, actually. Alright, well, I think we fucked this. We were also, like, mulliganing. But let's just, for the sake of it, you know, see how much we can do with the combo. Does this get me through to the next turn? Got 6 plus 8, that's 14, 28, 32 damage. Gum, I think it does. Alright, I still gotta draw my card. Wait, no I don't. Ha! I'm 1 mana short. But we did gain. How much did we gain in 1 turn? Just for future reference. 8, 33 minus 8, 25 life? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess grass, if he doesn't have a counter. But, I mean, then we could have just drawn for the turn, I suppose. Okay. So I do think you need to run, like, obviously at least a couple words of worship, because that's an important part of the interaction, but, yeah. The other copies are superfluous. Choke. Choke is good here, looks like. I'd say we want that Oblivion Rune for sure. I wouldn't go so far as to say we need humility. Next space for him doesn't really do anything. Maybe we can cut down the words of worship by 1 here, because I think the Lifegain by itself isn't that strong. Stone of Hope actually can be okay on its own. Replenish, I suppose. Explorations can go. Generally, you cut down on mana sources somewhat against the control decks if you're running more than the like normally you'd have like 20 lands plus 8 wild growth effects. If you're running any more than that, like exploration or you know, Guy's Touch, you would generally cut those in these grindier matchups. Yeah, Summon Library is really good against them. So, and we've got the acceleration, which could matter because he probably, or they probably are on like Spell Pierce and stuff. I don't know. I didn't see any like. We're gonna beat them to counterspell. We've got a lot of mana, but if we draw an Enchantress, we want enchantments in hand. So maybe we actually hold on to the Sprawl. I mean, I guess. Yeah, maybe we wouldn't play around Spell Pierce anyway, actually. So. I don't run days. I guess there goes the Southern Library. How many like threats are we running in this version? In this matchup, we've got Sterling Grove's not really a threat; it just gets 1, 2, 6. If we count these, 9 plus 7 more Enchantresses. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we run in a couple of chokes and replenish. That's like 23. Yeah. Against like Grixis control because of the Leona of the Veil, basic forest really, and Kolaghan's Command, you also want to like stack up cards more. Against Hymn to Turok, it's more of a mixed strategy. Like there's a you know, you might be protecting something more valuable like grass that you're trying to hold on to, and you can still like keep some enchantments for when you get an Enchantress, but obviously it also means that Hymn-to-Truck has higher, like multiple Hymn-to-Trucks have higher value, so it's pretty hard to cast Hymn-to-Truck off of basic forests. So. This also means there's no turn 3 Leovold. Well, they could just be digging for it. So. And Step Grove, obviously. It could get choke. They missed a land drop. They missed a land drop. That's funny. I assume they shuffled. Yeah. So, I mean, they're blind. They just have the forest, so they would need a top deck. Man, I think that's correct. Because then also, like, grass just becomes ridiculous if choke is out. I'm gonna go for it. You may say it's greedy. It is a little bit. I mean, if you don't have the force... I mean, if they have the force, it doesn't matter what I got. It's just going to mean a force. And you know, the other option was presence. The original art for this card is so bad. It's really good for us that Gurma, like Enchantress players in general, that Gurma Gangler got printed. Because Tarmogoyf's a lot harder for Elephant Grass to stop. Alright. I think I actually need to do this first. Even though it still doesn't get me around Spell Pierce. I mean, I could do that, and then I'd be around Spell Pierce, right? That would generate 2 mana. That'd be 5. And I'd have... yeah, maybe I'd do that. I don't know. Well, they don't... oh, they don't have Spell Pierce open. I have an idea. I have another force. No. So, I mean, I guess I could have a... I think I'm... normally I might like want to put out the Sprawl just to have more mana next turn, but given that they missed a land drop, I think the 2 mana that they'd have to pay to attack would actually like impair them more significantly than it normally might. So we're gonna go for it. Okay. I guess we do have a... they could have a wasteland. Mr. Oh, no, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't have been able to. Did they shuffle this last ponder? No. But I mean, that could have just been because it had the value they needed so desperately. Hopefully they don't have Leo. Well, that sucks too. So the first upkeep is free, especially because I got a basic plane, so it was just going to convert into white because of Sanctum. Alright. You know, I was citing out the next place Rams, but it would be pretty good here, right? Like, blocks the Goyf, doesn't die. Gains me life every turn. Not the worst. It's debating, I think, now whether they want to pay 2 mana attack or leave force of will mana movement. Maybe not, but it's probable. Maybe they're debating a Jace or a attack. And they go for the attack. So that gives us a pretty decent window where we're going to library. It does put us in a position where we can't really like pay life, obviously. It's hard to tell. This is a probably like in generally, so like Sultai or Team America Delver is the blue, green, black Delver list. I think this is just called Sultai Control or Sultai Midrange. Are definitely like worse for us than the Grixis colors or blue-white control. Because they have access to like main deck art enchantment destruction, as well as they tend to run more like Hymn to Turok, and they have Leovold, and so those are all things. And then Tarmogoyf over Angler generally. Those are all things that represent real problems for us. It's interesting that they didn't pop the land. I just realized there's no lands in the graveyard. That's unusual, of course. So I guess you put that on top, and you put that on top, and then you play that, right? That makes sense. I guess there's no reason to. That life might matter. And it does make the Windswept Heath free. I guess it also makes their Assassin's Trophies weaker. Unless, you know, it hits the Courser, which of course it would if they had it. I'm holding on to the fetch then obviously also so that the Goyf doesn't get bigger. If there's no lands on top, I could even use it to shuffle and try to get a free land out of Courser. And if there's something better. I mean, I would see one extra card if I shuffled now on the library, but I'm going to see 2 new cards anyway. I mean, I'd certainly wait until after their attack step. I don't know. I guess actually it's probably just better to see the extra card. But again, I'll wait till after their attack step. They can use their fetch if they want, but then I guess their brainstorms become weaker. Which could be why they're holding it. Oh, they're leaving mana open. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I guess there's no reason not to get in life here with the Sapseed Forest. Uh, so if I'm getting like 2 life a turn, it does, and they have to pay 2 mana to attack. We're not in a stalemate, but it does put a pretty significant slowdown on their clock. Just I'm tapping for now for it. Yeah, let's go ahead and pay that. I guess we still need more green. I wish I was playing an Eidolon right now. I really should be. I guess I can get another Courser. It does mean, like, another Courser means he has to deluge. I do kind of want to shuffle the library. The second Sanctum's not doing much for me. But, I was thinking I could get Knight of Autumn. It doesn't really do much. I mean, I could gain life. Maybe I want to just do that because they are, obviously hitting my life pretty hard. The second Courser is really, I mean, it just doubles the life gain. It does mean, no. I'm just gonna get the Knight of Autumn. I could destroy the Baleful Strix, but it's completely stopped by, it's just a blocker because of Elephant Grass. I think the life gain right now is more important. And I still get the extra life with Sapseed and a turn. I'm gonna put that over there. It will cost them 4 to attack unless they destroy the elephant grass. I mean, I certainly wouldn't mind jumping with the Knight of Autumn, effectively getting 8 life with her. So that was the other theory with like getting life, is like you could use Sylvan Library more aggressively, but you know, that's probably pretty situational. Yeah, of course, getting Assassin's Trophy. Now, what are they going to kill? The grass? If they don't kill the grass, they're not doing much with their turn. If they do, they're sort of just saving me the upkeep. And I get a land, of course. That's a pretty weird card to be on top. So yeah, I'll jump 1 with the Knight. I don't have enough to kill any of them. Shit, I forgot to gain the life with Sapseed. And a turn this time. I definitely want to get the Caracas out, because it doesn't look like they've got Wasteland, but they do have Himitarok. Might die because I forgot to gain that life. That was pretty bad. I mean, yeah, that could matter a lot, to be honest. I mean, now I think I have to, yeah, I'd be at 12, so I wouldn't have to chump block. And now I do have to chump block with the Argothian, which is obviously pretty bad. Yeah. This deck has a lot of triggers to catch, this version. So I'm not used to those. Especially these particular types. There's a lot of interaction, which was, why I thought the deck was interesting. But I'm missing some of them on this first go-round. Yeah, see, now it's, oh, well, now I'm just dead, right? No, I'm not dead, but well, I guess I had a jump block either way, but now they keep their Snapcaster. Wait, did I? I think I accidentally put that in the reverse order of what I needed. Yeah, I put that in the reverse order of what I needed by accident. That was not correct. I meant, I think I was, alright. So, we're learning a lot with this particular version. Let's do another one. Yeah, there's a lot of triggers to catch here, and I'm not used to the way they interact. So, man. Well, that's a good hand. double acceleration. I mean, this was like, so like the thing about the Enchantress archetype is like, you know, these 16 cards like are going to be your backbone, and like no matter what your other cards are, like you're going to have a card like games you win because you just got the right combination of these, you know, except against like the deck's banes like Storm Combo or Reanimator. So then, you know, there's just the question of like, what about the other, you know, 20 to 30 slots in the deck, you know, minus lands. Another tropical island deck. Oh. Not a hand for exploration, unless we top deck a land where exploration would actually accelerate us. Maybe I should have gone for Sprawl White. So if we draw a land for the turn, though, we can just like Argothian, assuming this wild growth resolves. I'm assuming, okay. It does not. So I guess we're glad we held on to the Sprawl, actually. If they're on a daze. So, I mean, that probably means Canadian Threshold then, right? Bum, 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 bum. So, because they're on days, they're probably in Wasteland, so we're not going to go to Savannah. Oh, shit, right. Yeah, Canadian. Alright. Well, they don't also have another days. That does mean they used a fair bit of disruption, and they're likely to not have something for the Argothian. We got a spell snare. Sure. Oh, we would have had our land drop. That's it. So let's go Argothian Dawn. So I mean, I think this is going to be a matchup where the Lifegain matters like a fuck ton. Like they don't have like any kind of multiplying threats like Liliana, zombie tokens, or like even Monastery Mentor or Pyromancer. You know, well, okay, actually they could have Pyromancer, right? So, I think they usually don't, but they could. But like against these guys, Lifegain's going to be good. Do they shuffle with the Ponder? No. So you would assume the Delver's going to flip. Probably like, what the fuck is this? I do think maybe this version should be running a third Sanctum because of Dawn of Hope and like all the triggers. Sanctum, I think, is probably more important in this build also because like you can afford it probably better because you're only in 2 colors. Though I guess we are running the Sapseed Forest. The Caracas is more like optional. The Caracas might not be right, but I think the Forest is right. Like just in a couple games where we had it, even though we lost those, I think the Forest was like certainly worth, you know, a land slot, especially considering you can just get it with a fetch land, like when you need it. No flip. And twist. It's a lot of pressure. I think we do want to go ahead and banishing light. They don't have any cards in hand. I was like playing that for a spell pierce, but that was clearly a mistake. Um, now I'm losing a life that I actually probably can't afford to. I'm gonna have a lot of white in a minute here. Alright. We need to start thinking about, okay, no flip. So I think that means we don't need a jump block this turn. We take 7, we go to 6, but they've only got 1 card in hand, I mean, so they need like double top deck bolts, and next turn I'll be able to start drawing cards. Actually, this turn I can start drawing cards. This. At this point, we definitely want free card draw. This takes me back, like the first version of Enchantress that I really put together. I see. Was called Solitaire, and it splashed red for Words of War. And like remembering how to use the words triggers really takes me back because I haven't used them in so long. Of course, now you also have the now you also have Words of Wind, of course. Okay. Well, yeah, I think this is one of the best examples of a matchup where the Lifegain is going to matter. Still, we want the chokes, of course. I think we want the next place ram. Like, I mean, it seems pretty good against the mongoose. Vanishing light effects in general aren't great, because I was going to say because it's stifle, but actually you can't stifle. I mean, you can stifle the Lifegain if they setters, but you can't stifle it. Huh. Still, it's a lot of fucking mana. I would say we don't really need them. I mean, they're pretty much just like for attackers. They could run Winter Orb. I think we can also cut down 1 choke here. Or not 1 choke, 1 exploration. Yeah, let's run it like that. So they could run Winter Orb, but you can actually play around that just by whenever you're against Canadian as post board, just make sure you stack all your land enchantments, and like honestly that's usually like an adequate plan. I do have Knight of Autumn, I guess, if I need it. But I mean, like generally you don't really want to bring in Sealed Primordium just for that, like when you can again just kind of play around it by knowing that they tend to have it and have a free sort of counter. So that's a real risky hand, but I don't know if I want to mulligan any further. I mean, if they don't have the Stifle, or if they tap for like a turn 1 Delver or Mongoose, we're okay. I would say anything that's not a land needs to go to the bottom right now. Come on, turn 1 threat. Well, fuck me. Do you think they have it? I mean, what are the odds that they don't have a Ponder, a Mongoose? I need to turn off my fucking auto use because if he had to turn Brainstorms, I need that badly. Maybe I'll miss a land drop if he doesn't Ponder. And that'll give me a chance to crack. No, no such luck. Alright. Well, no time like the present, I suppose. Yeah. Shit ain't good. Don't really care if that gets wasted since it doesn't make mana right now. I mean, I'm certainly not gonna like skip land drops. I'll tell you that. But if I draw the Savannah, I'm also not gonna like. Well, if he does it again, I might like actually put a Wild Growth on a Savannah just because like the odds of him having the third one are pretty low. No threats so far though. Come on, Forest. Alright. Come on, no Stifle. I mean, at this point, I can't really play around it, so. God damn it! When I do run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 basic lands, so my odds of having one are pretty good. Honestly, Stifle's usually really bad against us, and this version doesn't like run more fetches than another version, than most versions, just 4. I mean, I guess we're slightly weaker to Wasteland here because of Sapseed and Caracas, but I don't know. I mean, I guess this could have been a Savannah. It probably wouldn't be another basic Plains. I think just the one is fine. So yeah, this would probably be. If this wasn't a Caracas, it would certainly be a green source of some kind. So you know, we've been able to play Utopia Sprawl or Wild Growth, whether it's a Savannah or whether it's a Forest. There we go. I really don't think I want to play into a Wasteland. But they don't have real pressure yet. And my hand is really good, so if I draw another like basic Forest, I'll be in a pretty good situation. I mean, and if they're not playing threats, you can assume they've got answers, but most of their answers are a little situational, like, nice. I think I still want to, Sprawl, though, actually. Get that mana going. I'm going to name white, though, because the Caracas could die in a second from Wasteland. Would I pay for a Spell Pierce? Probably. I think I might want to just like grass and then choke. That way they can't Spell Pierce this. And they won't have mana open for any like further Spell Pierces or anything. I guess that does get them closer to the threshold that they need so badly to exert any real pressure here. So if they don't have Wasteland, we're going to pay with Caracas and then choke. Or I guess with Presence. Oh no, we'll just start growth in then. Hell, I can't be dazed. So next turn we'll probably Presence Grass then. Let this die. Assuming he does. If they don't Wasteland. Okay, which they don't. I think we do. Let's see. Hmm. They got a surgical? Surgically an elephant grass wouldn't be a bad play, really. Not bad, not bad. Does hit one card in hand. Simplifies our play order here. I mean, I guess we could have gone for the choke. But without the grasses, the choke, I mean, it's still good, of course. But when you start drawing cards and going off a little bit and trying to find, like, a ram would be good to start blocking these geese. Hmm. There's the window. Like I was saying, I don't see how we get out of this one. Yeah, we don't. Okay, let's go to game 3. I mean, we were, yeah, I mean, we had a hand that was pretty weak to them. Double stifle, double fetch, and waste. I mean, I think it was right to take the risk on that. But, you know, there's the possibility of getting punished. But, I mean, there's also risks in going to 5 cards, obviously. You know, it's not a... Even though, like, tempo is important, like, card advantage is also important in this matchup. I don't know if we do anything different here, though. Should we have one, like, Banishing Light? Or Faith Setters, maybe, just because it can't be stifled. I don't know if it's better than anything we're running. Maybe again, I don't know, maybe this is... Maybe 2 Words of Worship is the right number. I don't know, I do like it combos really well with both Dawn of Hope and Sylvan Library, though. So knowing what they're on, though, of course, we can lead with the Heath. Got the combo, got the grass for time. I think we keep this, even though it doesn't have any acceleration. Obviously, we are going to crack this. We're going to do it for the plains, actually. So we can just drop the Dawn of Hope next turn. And we can play around, like if they don't tap out, yeah, then we're just going to play the basic forest. And it's fine if they counter this. Hmm. I'd rather get wastelanded than stifled. And once I have the ram on board, the sanctum actually generates mana. And I'd rather be wastelanded than stifled because at least it costs them a land drop. And like right now, they also need a land drop to get their green mana online, for instance. And yeah, just drop a Merlin and start gaining that third life. Hell, why not? That's fine. And they can't bolt. They have to double bolt this, in which case I gain 6 life. So yeah, I'm okay either way. I'm gonna take the risk on the stifle here unless I draw another kind of land. I mean, I feel like they probably have a stifle, to be honest. Are they set up with Ponder? They are. Right? Yeah, they have one more card. But they didn't play it last turn, which is weird. I guess they drew like a Force of Will or something. Maybe the stifle they've been waiting for. I think I'll take her easy. If this thing doesn't flip, it doesn't do anything because it'll just run into the ram. If it does flip, it does 2 damage basically, minus the ram life. It's not that scary. Next turn I can start getting life on this. If this does get countered. If it flips next turn, I'll drop the grass and make them start tapping out, and that could also open the for grass. But I didn't want to play the grass there because if this doesn't flip, well, I didn't know they were going to brainstorm. You know, then it's not going to attack anyway, and I'm just like wasting a turn of the grass, which is not a good thing to waste. Zenith or Presence? Probably Presence. They could again have Winter Orb. Do you think they have the stifle? Honestly, like the fact that I keep drawing so many fetch lands is like so lucky for him because Stifle's really not good against us. But you got it, man. I guess technically this doesn't have Defender, so like with a Pride Mage or something. Go for it. While they're tapped out, might as well. So, I mean, I think what I want to do here is lead off with the grass, so it can't be spell pierced. And Dawn of Hope. So pay this upkeep with the white. That way I can, like, worst case scenario, use the sap seed. Sweep forest. Man. I don't know. The mana could be important, especially like if he draws a wasteland, it'll be like pretty tight on mana. Yet again, it's a fetch. What do you think? I think he's got another stifle. How did I draw so many fetches against this guy? There's only 4 fetches. I've drawn 3 of them in 17 cards. Ridiculous. It's bad. God. I think I would block the Tarmogoyf, right? I mean, what do we got? Enchantment, land. Land's already there. Instant's already there. So I can't instant speed add to it. They can lightning bolt. Yeah, they're just gonna get the 3 damage. So I guess, I mean, the Rams done a lot of work here though, right? But probably not in most matchups. But in this matchup, it's really done a lot to keep me in this game. Alright, I guess we need to start thinking about like how we'd actually get out from this instead of just stalling. This turn he drops us to 3 to 3. Next turn, if he draws a land, he would just kill us. So I think this is the turn we need to get lucky, rather than tap out. If I can Zenith for Knight of Autumn and get another turn. It's weak to like lots of things. Any counter except for Daze and Stifle as well, actually. Alright, well, that's it. What do we dislike so far? I do think probably 2 Words of Worship is correct. What do you want instead? The explorations are probably a little greedy. We want Eidolon. We want Eidolon of Blossoms for sure. It's just really good to have one that you can wish for. Ram was really good in that matchup. Maybe just like a pair of flowers, I don't know. Let's try that. Alright, we're going to do one last one of this experiment. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, so like Canadian should be a match that this version wins, you would expect. I do feel like we got pretty unlucky with our mana-based draws. I don't know. I mean, it's only 4 fetches. Stifle shouldn't do that much damage to us. Not consistently. Oh my god! No, lands again. Oh! Alright. We're gonna shuffle anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. So yeah, we're just gonna, okay. I know this person. I've played this person before. Are they a Reanimator player? I feel like they might be a Reanimator player. I didn't even notice the Chancellor. I really hate that it doesn't like pop up like here or somewhere, and it's just in this like small text box. The fuck over here, like on the right, like. See, now we're like, ugh. I mean, we could have just like ran the exploration into it. I don't actually want to test this. It's just like I saw actually a thread on fucking Legacy Reddit about this, like from a reanimator player, like, and like in fairness, people like talking about like people being rude, which like, you know, obviously you shouldn't be rude, like, or like be like, oh, reanimators are deck for idiots or whatever. But it is pretty pointless when the purpose is playtesting. Like, you know, there's not much to test against reanimator. It's like, do you have the hate piece in your opening hand or not? Do you have force of will or not? There's like very little involved in like playing it or testing it. Like the opponent doesn't get to learn anything, you know, which is the point of testing. Um, you know, and honestly, I think I've said this in another video. Like, Entomb should never have been unbanned. It's just not uh, at an acceptable power level in Legacy. It's entirely too powerful. The only reason the deck isn't dominant is because of, you know, the fact that surgical extraction is played in 60% of sideboards. But like that alone should indicate like how absurd um, the deck is, right? Like that you need to have like incredibly narrow hate, you know, or Fairy Macabre or Leyline, like. And the fact that those cards exist really doesn't feel like good enough reason to like let the card exist in the format. Like, you know, and I guess in that case, just like unban Bazaar of Baghdad. Like, fuck it, you know. Uh, Maybe it's silly to crack a fetch this early, but it's not like, you know, if you're in a 3 or 4 color deck, the fetches have more value later on. You're like holding on to them to because you're not sure which color you want yet. But I'm only running 2 colors. I've got double white. Um, the only reason I'm even running the 4 is because of the Sylvan Library. It's like you do want a certain amount of shuffle effects. Because normally I think with just the 2 colors you wouldn't even, like 3 would probably be sufficient. Okay, so I guess this is called Strawberry Shortcake. So there's 2 like Grindstone Painter Servant decks. One is blue and one is red because Red Elemental Blast and Blue Elemental Blast are both like incredibly efficient cards, obviously. And you want access to one of those. Do you think, I mean, the red one obviously has the advantage that like Red Elemental Blast is just naturally better in the format than Blue Elemental Blast is. But I guess the blue one has the advantage of like, you know, having Ponder and Brainstorm and Force of Will and stuff. Don't like that. So we're, oh man, we're really lucky we drew Banishing Light. Speaking of which, I guess if he's got the red, we're fucked anyway. If this was Oblivion Rain, we'd be better off. We'd also be better off if we were running because Oblivion Rain, they couldn't destroy it in response. I mean, they could, but it would still destroy it. In that case, it would actually be better because it would permanently exile the Painter Servant. But you know what I mean? If you got your 2-card combo in hand with Ancient Tomb, you know, by turn 3, then I mean, I guess you don't even need the Ancient Tomb if you got it. Well, I guess if this is Oblivion Rain and they have the Red Elemental Blast, they would just counter it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I guess you just hope they don't have it. But you do destroy the Painter Servant rather than the Grindstone. I mean, I guess first of all, it's okay. Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the next one. All right. I mean, they just like had the combo, so what you gonna do? If we were running Emrakul, of course, we'd be in a better position, but we're not. So Aura of Silence can come in. Seal. Pride Mage. Gaddock does nothing against them. Nixley's Ram does nothing against them. Faith Fetters isn't great. Grass, I guess, does nothing. Except Cycle. Blind Obedience. It does make grindstone. Like they can't, if they're in a situation where they got painter, they can't just top deck the grindstone and win. So that might actually be okay. And I guess we want the Illuminary, even though, like, again, that what just happened can happen. I don't know. Maybe it tells us something about the viability of this whole strategy that I'm, like, actually citing out all my words of worship and stuff. But I guess I'm getting blind obedience as triggers. Frailness can go expose. I think I do want the acceleration. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get the grass. I was thinking, like, you do want a certain number of cheap enchantments, but I mean, it just doesn't do anything really. Okay. In theory, we got a lot of hate cards, but yeah, we'll see. So we got the turn 2 seal. I got Donahoe. I guess what I mean by that is just we got like some threats theoretically, and an answer and some lands. No acceleration, but I guess you keep this. I think I might cut the Caracas. I do not care about that at all. That's something I should have sided out against. I'm gonna play the seal because they're tapped out and like, yeah. Not being on blue, they won't have stifle, so they'd have to have a painter out to destroy it. In which case, I just destroy the painter. I guess I can wait till they try to rev something. But I mean, I guess there's no reason not to wait, is there? I mean, they can't do anything like instant speed. I guess they could like rev, and then like in response, I destroy it, and then they rev again. But then I'm still getting like pretty good card advantage. I'm okay with it. I mean, they can't put their grindstone into play at instant speed, and they can't like destroy my Seal Primordium with like flash. Not flash. What's the thing where you can't react? Is it flash? No. Split second. Yeah, the damage just doesn't matter at all. I don't like the way that Painter's Servant makes this thing, like makes colored cards look. It's not actually making the lands look blue, which is weird. I thought it normally did. But maybe not on the old borders, maybe that's only on the new border cards. We'll see, there's something. that I guess impacts our decision about when to use the seal, but we've got a second here because it still has haste. I think we name white here since that's the only way to get double white. We do have an Aura of Silence in here somewhere. Hello. We haven't drawn it yet, so there's that also. So here we get the Painter's Servant. If they try to rub it, oh yeah, that's a mountain, so I can't fetch. Alright, sure. Maybe I should be destroying the Blood Moon, because then they can't cast any of their color spells, but they could quite easily, at that point, just Grindstone plus, you know, Painter's Servant. I can pop the Sterling Grove, get the Aura of Silence, and then play it off of the double white I got here. Okay. So they can't cast the Painter's Servant unless they draw land. I mean, we're in a pretty good position here, obviously. We didn't still have the Exploration, right? We didn't send it out, did we? No, we didn't. So I guess our access lands aren't completely useless. We could probably just destroy the... I don't think we need this for Lifegain because I'll have Blind Obedience. And we don't need the extra card draw. But we also don't need all these lands. Alright. Well, that went pretty good. I guess humility, like, in theory, does stop, like, they could, I think usually they actually have a white splash for others from Canonist. Like, usually I think Blood Moon, well, I don't know. And I would say usually, I don't know. I mean, recent lists I've seen. There was, like, a list of Baltimore that had white for Canonist. I don't know. I think that was fine. I guess we don't really need. Maybe we want Words of Worship over Dawn of Hope. What do you? Like, I guess I don't know if we need the extra like card draw is the thing. Like, the theory is that these. Well, but we also need kill conditions. Right. So slightly awkward because technically the only thing we can cast here is Argothian, but like if we, I mean, we have a lot of things we could draw. Obviously, like an actual white land, a wild growth effect, like a Sylvan Library. I mean, pretty much all our draws are fine here. Maybe I should be running out of Dried Arbor in this version. I don't know. I do like that this deck plays, what? Just as it means here. That's another thing. Like, I mean, I get that it doesn't use the stack, but like, I guess we don't need to worry about them like untapping for Grindstone because they missed a land drop. Even if they like top deck an Ancient Tomb, they gotta like. That's slightly awkward because like. Wild Growth would be a great top deck here, as it almost always is. I suppose if they've got a Rev though, they would be pretty rough because they would hit our land that it was targeted. But they're stuck on one land, so we do have land drops even though they're of questionable value right now. That's a good one. Alright, so we're going to do the Presence so that we can have white mana next turn rather than the Zenith. And besides, we might want the Zenith for Night of Autumn. We can Night of Autumn, actually. Yeah, we can Zenith for Night of Autumn next turn. Okay, well now it doesn't make green. Alright. Or it doesn't make white, I mean. Beats. Here I foolishly sided out all my grasses when it would be so good in this situation. Well, yeah, we're still going to Zenith here. For the Night of Autumn and kill a Painter Servant. I guess, yeah, he doesn't have any, or they don't have any artifacts in the graveyard yet. So now would be the time to do that. I guess it does mean they can, like, convert the next artifact they draw, but I don't think they really run that many, like, trash artifacts. Alright, well, we gotta get through these at some point. Don't like that one bit. So normally if you've watched these before, I'm playing the Witch House is the Living Wish version. Make sure in this matchup, obviously, you want to sideboard in the Emrakul so that you got that against Grindstone. Interesting that they didn't attack with the welder. Got some other artifact. Oh. Weird that they didn't want to. Okay. But they don't have the ability to. Okay. Well, that's good. I needed that pretty badly. I guess it's better to start with the O-Ring because the Sanctum, if I draw the Banishing Light, the Sanctum will make mana. So I guess I want to hit the Grindstone, right? Because otherwise they'll just weld whatever. They're going to like, well, they can't weld in response, actually. So I can actually just hit the Painter Servant, right? They don't have any artifacts. They can't like... Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they didn't... If they crewed this first, they probably have an artifact in the earth they could use to protect whatever I was going to target. But by now, they don't have that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, so we have to hit the Painter Servant, right? Because otherwise, if they have a red, they'll just untap, rub it, and get back whatever they're missing. Generally, you would always, if you're only going to have one mana left, always leave green, because you could draw Wet Growth. This probably won't do anything, because they already have the Grindstone, but it does mean if I can get an answer the Grindstone up, that, like, it'll be better. I guess, thinking about it, like, I should have thought about the Copter, because grass is good against Copter. Oh, nice. I didn't think... Do they normally run Rebel Master? Makes sense. I mean, it's like, you know, a one-card plan on its own. But Blind Obedience is pretty good against it. Because those tokens have haste. You can't... Well, okay. Yeah. Alright. Actually, grass would be really good now. I should get a turn down tap here and get some hate online. I mean, I do still have Lifegain against the Rebel Master, although not as much without Words of Worship. Probably should have... I don't know. I wasn't thinking about them having, like, alternate plans. That would mean, like, maybe I should have taken out one Dawn of Hope and left in one Words of Worship. I forgot they could have a plan B. Interesting that they discarded a land. And they're so... I guess they just drew another. Oh, it's odd. Oh. Aren't we lucky? We drew our only... It's okay. Elephant Grass. It's fine if they want to surgical the presences. Obviously that's annoying, but like that matters more in like the control decks where like it's very grindy. Like this guy is like, or this person's like, they should be playing the aggressor, so then like wasting a card to get rid of some of my potential future threats. It just isn't very hot. Oh, right. Do I want to extort yet? No. That's fine. We get time. We're going to start generating more mana with... I guess I would actually always want to put the extort on the bottom so I could see what cards I draw. Right? Yeah. So like, I want to cast these, right? Definitely want to cast at least. I guess I want to get rid of the copter, actually. But this, I can draw a seal or an aura for the copter, and I can't for the welder. Plus the grass kind of slows down the copter anyway. No. Yeah, so let's get rid of the welder. Got exploration, so we can double drop, play wild growth, get another free spell. I guess we should be a little bit worried about the fact that they could just... Well, they would need to have, like, if they need to have a painter and a 2-mana land in order to, like, win next turn, so I don't think that's going to happen. I guess we might want to have Shroud on these guys. Okay. We don't need any more Donahoe. And I don't, especially because we don't have words of worship anymore, so multiple libraries is pretty pointless. So next turn we're going to have tons of mana, though. Interesting. Cards I got rid of are interesting. Well, given the current board state, I'm definitely going to keep that around. Let's go ahead and start this off with the Sid Primordium. I know we're going to want that. Well, there's no point in popping it now because I can do it whenever. So I can do it in response to them paying for the copter to attack, or in response to a Painter Servant for the Grindstone, whatever. I think, what do we want to do here? How much mana are we generating? A fair bit, I'd say. 10. At this point, I think I should start extorting. Let's go ahead and get our Courser down. No, we're gonna want this. Yeah, I think we're pretty good here. The engine is working like a goddamn charm. It only took 3 tries. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not sure if this is good or not, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. I guess we need to cast a green spell. Uh, I mean, why not, right? You know, I'm actually kind of liking blind obedience here, but it's probably not. It's probably better in the sideboard though, just because like in most situations it wouldn't do too much. I'm just gonna put these back. I only have one. Uh, I can't auto yield because right, I got these reaction things. Well, I don't need all this land. I don't need the life gain. I already got it. I don't need another savannah. I don't need another fetch land. I don't think I need faith fitters. Maybe I should get that one. And I don't think I need another Enchantress. Whatever. I just don't care. So I'm just gonna like play some spells. Oh man. I might have also wanted Words of Worship as like an anti-decking measure. What do you guys think? Can they do anything about me making a ton of guys? Probably not, right? I can't actually make that many ton of guys. I make 8 guys. God, it's not that efficient a way of killing, is it? I mean, I can double sprawl. I mean, I have the Zenith to prevent decking still. Alright. Actually, I guess I can always just like Zenith, keep Zenith in for 0 and extorting them. I guess I actually need more white mana, huh? That's an unusual yeah, situation. Uh, Maybe he's thinking I'm gonna deck like Zenith thing doesn't occur to them, perhaps. Oh, so let's play that land. Uh, okay. Yeah, it didn't seem like a very interesting thing for them to stick around for. To be honest with you, I don't know. So obviously it needs a lot of tuning, and I would need a lot of practice with the triggers. That was a big thing that mattered. But I mean, I guess the advantages here, like you stick in 2 colors, so I guess your mana base is more consistent. Um, you've got some advantages built in against decks that are really kind of trying to kill you the traditional way in the Lifegain department. Courser was pretty solid, I think, and Nixley's Ram was like more solid than I thought it would be. We never played Faith Fetters. I don't know if it's as bad as it looks, but I don't know. Maybe it's okay. And like I was saying, like a lot of it is just like you're kind of playing with the same shell, so it can be hard to tell. You can win games just based off the regular old Enchantress core, and the rest of it might actually just be like pulling you down. It would certainly be like a meta-dependent thing, but I found the interaction like pretty interesting between these cards. I did think Blind Obedience was pretty good, but again, like I don't know if it's worth it. Like the extort in like the extort alone, if the second ability doesn't do anything, it's probably just not sufficient. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe like you should have one main deck, or I guess you could have Epic Struggle, not struggle, Epic Struggle, Test of Endurance, as like a win condition because like Dawn of Hope does feel incredibly slow on its own. So I guess actually you could just like go ahead and cut one of these for if you made that a Test of Endurance. A Test of Endurance obviously on its own is not a threat. Dawn of Hope is like a little bit of a threat. Like I think we did actually feel, I don't know, I felt like we had enough Lifegain triggers like between like Sapseed Forest, which again we can get with like fetch lands, the Ram, the Courser, Words of Worship, and Faith Fetters and like Sterling Grove to get something. I feel like that was probably enough Lifegain. There's probably some like more Lifegain things you could play in the sideboard that are a little more situational. But I'm not yet sure what those would be. I haven't really done a search for them. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the experiment. Signing off.